In December, Etsy announced Patina Blue as their 2026 color of the year. Today, I'm going to show you how I created this headpiece inspired by it. I wanted to share my process to show an example how you can take a color trend and use it in your own work. Whether you're selling on Etsy like me, or just weren't feeling Pantone's choice of Cloud Dancer as the color of the year, I hope this gives you a bit of inspiration. Here's all the materials I used to make this hair accessory. You can find them in a lot of online shops that sell craft supplies. I think the copper components make the metallic blue beads pop. If you'd rather make something based on Pantone's Cloud Dancer, you can simply swap the blue beads for off-white. Having made wedding accessories for over a decade, I've worked with off-white a lot. It's a beautiful bridal color, but I wanted to highlight something a bit different this year. That's why I chose Etsy's Patina Blue instead. Since this headpiece has a lot of pieces of chains, I started the process of making it by drawing a picture how to form the diamond shapes with the chains and where to connect them to the headband. This was to help keep track of where each of them would go, and how many pieces of chains and bead decorations I would need for the headpiece. The drawing is really helpful once we start connecting all the chains with the bead decorations. I wrote HB next to the chains that will be connected to the headband. To finish up the design, there's also going to be chains adorned with beads hanging from the diamond-shaped decorations. If you're making this as well, I'll show you how to create all the components needed. Let's start by making some beads with 2 loops. They're going to connect the diamond shapes together and be used to decorate some dangling chains. To make them, you'll need oval crystal beads and 20 gauge copper wire. Start by making some head pins with the wire. Cut 4 cm long pieces of it. To make the loops for the pins, I'm using this one-step looper that creates them super fast and in an easy way. Alternatively, you can use some round nose pliers to make your own loops. Put a piece of wire through the one-step looper. Press the handles together and the mechanism will form a loop. Pull the wire slightly towards you to form a small angle at the base of the loop. Slide a crystal on the head pin. Put the end of the wire through the one-step looper. Press the handles together to form a loop just above the bead. And there you have a bead with 2 loops. As mentioned, you can do the same using round nose pliers. I like to use chain nose pliers to bend the wire down to form about a 90-degree angle. Then I take my round nose pliers and form a loop by wrapping the head pin around it. And finally, I cut the excess wire off with my side cutters. Now make another loop to the other end. To start, bend the wire down just above the bead. Form a loop and cut any excess wire off. I needed 15 of these for the headpiece. We'll also need to make 5 crystal drops with spacer beads and flat head pins. Slide a bead on the pin. Add a spacer bead. Form a loop just above the bead. These will be added to the ends of the chains hanging from the headpiece. Next, let's cut all the different lengths of chain. You'll need 20 5cm long pieces of chain to form all the diamond shapes. Cut 3 12cm long pieces. And finally, you'll also need 2 15cm long pieces of chain to hang from the diamond shapes. Now that you have all the components prepared, it's time to create the diamond shapes with some chain and beads. I found the easiest way to do this was to build it on top of the drawing I made. First, connect 2 pieces of chain on 10 of the beads with 2 loops. Open one of the loops. Use the loop to attach the bead onto the very last link of 2 of the chains. Then close the loop. I placed the piece on top of the drawing so that I could keep count of all the pieces and have a better picture how to connect them to each other. Keep attaching the beads to the chains until you have all 10 of them needed for the diamond shapes. To finish forming them, connect the chains to the bottom loop on the beads. Open the loop and slide the last link of the chain on it. Close the loop carefully, making sure there's no gap for the chain to slide back out again. Repeat this process on all the diamond shapes. I'll show you later how you can easily adjust the length of the chains on a finished headpiece if necessary. For you to be able to connect the ends of the chain to the headband, you'll need to add jump rings to the last link on the chains. Jump rings are used in jewellery making to connect 2 components together. Take 2 pairs of chain nose pliers and a 5mm jump ring. Hold it on both sides with your pliers, Then twist one of the pliers away from you and the other one towards you. Now take the jump ring and slide it on the end of a chain. And then close the jump ring by using the same twisting motion with your pliers to get the ends of it to meet. Continue by repeating this with all the chains that are going to be connected to the band. Once all the jump rings are connected to the ends of the chains, we can move on to decorating the headband with beads and attaching the chains to it. To start, you'll need to glue a bead to the end of the band. This will work as a stopper, preventing the beads from sliding off it. I added some E6000 on the headband and inside the bead before putting it on the band. You'll need to leave it to dry for at least 24 hours. Once it's dry, we can start adding the other beads and chains. I used a mixture of 8 and 10 mm crystal beads with 5 mm copper spacer beads. I'm going to stop and show you the order of beads every now and again if you want to follow along. When you get to this point, it's time to slide the first chain with the jump ring on the band. Start with the chain on the right side. We'll be attaching them in order, starting from this one and moving towards the left side. When you get to the other end, glue another teardrop bead to it to stop the beads from sliding off. You'll need to let it dry before working on the headband. This is how the headpiece looks like at the moment. Let's continue by decorating the chains that are going to be dangling off the diamond shapes with some beads. You'll need 3 12cm pieces and 2 15cm pieces of chain. I decorated the middle of each of the 5 chains with one of the beads with 2 loops. Cut the piece of chain in half. Open a loop on the bead and slide the last link of one of the chain ends on it. Now open the other loop on the bead and slide the other half of the chain on it. Then add a bead drop to the end of the chain. You can easily customize this hair accessory to suit different lengths of hair by adjusting the length of the chains you're using. Repeat this process with the other chains. Now that you have all the chains decorated, let's attach them to the headpiece. I organized the chains on my table in the order I wanted them to go on the headband, alternating between the shorter and the longer chains. Then I positioned the headband above them. To attach them, all you need to do is find the beads on the diamond shapes that hang the lowest. Then simply start on one end by opening the loop on the bead and attaching the very end of the dangling chain to it. Close the loop. Now attach the rest of the chains along the headpiece. After all the chains were on, I put the headpiece on a mannequin head, and I noticed that a couple of the chains had a little bit too much slack. This is how you can easily adjust the length of the chains on a finished headpiece. They can be adjusted by cutting off a little piece of chain. I removed about 1 centimeter on each side. Then I opened the loop on the bead and removed the extra piece. Finally, I reattached the remaining chain to the loop before closing it again. And there you have it, a headpiece inspired by Etsy's color of the year. I hope this video gave you some ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.